Football is full of what-if stories. Talented players who never quite lived up to their potential, whether due to injuries, attitude, or simply misplaced hype. Many seemed destined for greatness, only to fade into obscurity. Ousmane Dembele could have been one of them. Yet, unlike so many before him, there was always a sense that he still had something special to offer. Something worth waiting for. And now, the time has finally come. Dembele has exploded into life this season, delivering a staggering 35 goal contributions in 36 games, numbers that few would have predicted just a year ago. So, what changed? In this video, we'll dive into his past struggles, break down his incredible form, and uncover what's behind this sudden transformation. But before we get into it, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for more footballer profiles. Ousmane Dembele's career. At 27 years old, Ousmane Dembele has had a solid career, but there was a time when the expectations surrounding him were sky high. He wasn't just another promising winger, he was seen as a future superstar, a player destined to dominate the game for years. Dembele first burst onto the scene with Rennes in the 2015-2016 season, where he made an immediate impact. At just 18 years old, he racked up 12 goals and 5 assists in 29 games, showcasing his electric pace, dazzling dribbling, and raw attacking talent. It wasn't long before the biggest clubs came calling, and just days before his 19th birthday, Borussia Dortmund secured his signature for €35 million. His rise didn't slow down in Germany. In just one season at Dortmund, Dembele elevated his game even further, registering 10 goals and an astonishing 21 assists in 50 appearances. His ability to glide past defenders and create chances made him one of Europe's hottest prospects. When Barcelona needed a replacement for Neymar, who had just made a record-breaking move to Paris Saint-Germain, they turned to Dembele, paying an eye-watering €135 million for his services in August 2017. But things never quite clicked for him at Barca. Despite flashes of brilliance, his time at the club was plagued by injuries and inconsistency. While 40 goals and 42 assists in 185 games is a respectable return, it never justified the massive investment Barcelona made. Every transfer window seemed to bring rumors of his departure, but each time, a new manager believed they could finally unlock his full potential. By his final season, he had recorded 8 goals and 9 assists in 35 games, and under Xavi, he finally seemed to be settling. Yet, in August 2023, Dembele decided to move on, returning home to France with PSG. His first season back was respectable, 12 assists in 42 appearances, though he only found the net 6 times. But 2 of those goals came against Barcelona in the Champions League quarterfinals, serving as a painful reminder to his former club of what they had lost. Even Xavi admitted after the first leg that Dembele's departure left a bad taste because he knew just how good the Frenchman could be. Funnily enough, it's now at PSG, years after the hype initially surrounded him, that Dembele finally seems to be fulfilling the promise that once made him one of football's most exciting young talents. Ousmane Dembele's 2024-25 season. In this season, Paris Saint-Germain faced a massive challenge. With Kylian Mbappe leaving for Real Madrid at the end of the 2023-24 campaign, head coach Luis Enrique needed someone to step up and fill the void. That someone has been Ousmane Dembele. The French winger, long known for his dribbling and creativity, has transformed into a ruthless goalscorer. His brace in PSG's 3-0 win over Brest in the first leg of their Champions League knockout playoff took his tally to 23 goals in just 28 games. To put that into perspective, Dembele had never previously scored more than 14 in an entire season. As his 28th birthday approaches, Dembele seems to have finally unlocked his full potential. The Frenchman isn't only scoring more, but he's doing so with an effortless ease. His first goal against Brest was a perfect example, steering the ball inside the near post with such casual precision that it looked like he was playing on easy mode in a video game. Luis Enrique himself made a fitting comparison after the match. Back when I played PlayStation as a kid, he was the kind of player you'd choose when you needed someone to change the game. The PSG boss went on to praise Dembele's influence, saying, "He was already good last season, but in 2025, he is even better. You can see his teammates looking for him and finding him. He has an impeccable attitude." The numbers back that up. Since the start of 2025, Dembele has been on a blistering scoring streak, netting 15 goals in just 8 games. For context, before this season, he had never even reached that tally in an entire campaign. Since January 1st, he has scored at least 5 more goals than any other player in Europe's top 5 leagues across all competitions, leading the likes of Mbappe, who has 10, Matteo Retegui with 9, Lautaro Martinez, Robert Lewandowski, Harry Kane, and Erling Haaland, who all have 8. Yet, his season didn't start this way. In his first 17 appearances, Dembele scored just 5 times, going through an 11-game stretch between late September and early December where he found the net only once. But since then, everything has changed. He has scored 18 goals in his last 11 games, including in each of PSG's last 8 matches. That ties the club record, held by Neymar twice, Carlos Bianchi, and Mbappe. If he had scored against Toulouse on Saturday, he would have stood alone at the top. His recent goal rush includes 10 goals in just his last 4 matches, back-to-back hat tricks against Stuttgart and Brest, followed by consecutive braces against Monaco and Brest again. His finishing has become far more clinical, a drastic improvement from earlier in the season when he missed all 8 of his shots in a 1-0 win over Girona. Against Stuttgart and Brest, however, he needed just 5 attempts in each game to complete his hat tricks. Interestingly, while Dembele was once known more for his creativity, he has become almost exclusively a finisher this season. He has just 6 assists, with none since early November before his assist against Lille earlier this month. In fact, he had netted 20 times before his last assist, suggesting a shift in his role. His numbers paint a clear picture of his evolution. In his first 17 games, he averaged 5 shots per 90 minutes, with an expected goals per shot of .11. Over his last 11 matches, that has risen to 5.6 shots per game, with an expected goals per shot of .19. That slight increase in shot volume doesn't fully explain the explosion in his goal tally. It's his improved positioning and decision-making, getting himself into areas where he has a much higher chance of scoring. Before 2025, he hadn't recorded a single game with more than .1 expected goals per shot all season. In the last 8 matches alone, he has done so 6 times. Dembele has always had the talent, but now he has found the consistency and finishing ability that eluded him for so long. If he continues at this rate, PSG may have found their answer to life after Mbappe. Luis Enrique Tactical Masterclass. A big reason for Dembele's transformation this season is the tactical shift made by Luis Enrique. In the early months of the campaign, he was primarily deployed on the right wing, spending 79% of his minutes in that position and just 16% as a central striker. However, in the last 11 games, that balance has changed drastically. Now, only 34% of his playing time has come on the right, while a significant 61% has been through the middle. That shift has clearly made a difference, allowing him to be more involved in goal-scoring positions rather than just creating chances for others. This change in role has had an impact on his creativity. Earlier in the season, he was averaging 3.6 chances created per 90 minutes, but in his last 11 games, that number has dropped to 2.7. Even so, he remains the most influential attacking player in the PSG squad. He has been involved in nearly 10 open play attacking sequences that end in a shot per 90 minutes, 9.9 to be exact, while no other PSG player has managed more than 7.7. His ability to make things happen, whether as a scorer or a creator, is unmatched in the team. One of the most striking aspects of Dembele's goal scoring is his ambidexterity. He isn't just a threat because of his dribbling and pace. Defenders simply have no idea which foot he's going to shoot with. Of his 23 goals this season, he has scored 8 with his left foot, 13 with his right, and even added 2 headers for good measure. When a player can finish with either foot, it makes him nearly impossible to predict, and even harder to stop. It's easy to forget just how highly regarded Dembele was when he first burst onto the scene. When he joined Barcelona, many believed he would be the one to rival Kylian Mbappe for Ballon d'Or awards in the post-Messi and Ronaldo era. That prediction hasn't quite come true yet, but if he keeps playing like this, there's every reason to believe he could be in the conversation this year. The Frenchman's now leading a new-look PSG attack, featuring exciting young talents like Bradley Barcola, Desiree Doué, and Kavicha. It's a completely different era from the days of Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi, but in many ways, just as thrilling. Luis Enrique's comparison to a video game character seems more accurate by the day. Dembele has the blistering speed of Sonic the Hedgehog, the relentless hunger of Pac-Man, and the efficiency of Mario when he's not falling through holes. Right now, he's playing like a cheat code, unstoppable, unpredictable, and at the very peak of his powers. What's next for Ousmane Dembele? As Ousmane Dembele continues to dazzle fans and confound opponents with his newfound consistency and lethal finishing, the question remains, is this the real Dembele we're finally seeing? The evidence suggests that we are indeed witnessing the fulfillment of the immense potential that was always present, but perhaps obscured by circumstances and tactical limitations. The combination of tactical adjustments, renewed confidence, and a return to his natural goal-scoring instincts has unlocked a version of Dembele that is truly formidable. As the season progresses, it will be fascinating to see if he can maintain this incredible form and potentially challenge for the Ligue 1 Golden Boot, or even the Ballon d'Or. But what do you think? Is Ousmane Dembele finally fulfilling his potential, or is this just temporary form? Let us know your thoughts below, and be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for more football content.